What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to SHOPcast. This is episode number 80. That's a big number. So, yeah, thank you for hanging out with us for a little while. Our movie for this week was one called... Is it just called Badlands or The Badlands?
Just Badlands.
Just Badlands. Badlands, movie from like the early 70s, I believe, starring Sissy Spacek and...
Martin Sheen.
Martin Sheen, which... We'll get into this, I'm sure, but... I thought I was watching, like... I don't even know, bro. They look so different.
Yeah.
Like, it was so strange, man. But that's what we watched this week. Not really a horror movie, but it's a really dark movie, honestly. So I think it fits pretty well on the channel. If you don't like the movie, you don't have to hang out with us for the next 45 minutes. But, I mean, you know, it ain't gonna be for everybody. But, let's... You know what? Y'all want to throw in the... No, I watched the trailer, and it wasn't a good trailer, so never mind. They cut
70s.
like... Yeah, they cut like 2 minutes of the movie and put it out there, and it's just like, okay.
Sometimes 70s trailers are like really long too. Sometimes they're like 4 or 5 minutes long.
That's amazing.
You just show like the entire movie. Okay.
It comes back, and we're all like this. Huh, what? Huh? So, this movie... So, for anybody that's wondering maybe where this movie kind of came from for us, is that it's a very similar story, similar to my favorite movie of all time, which is True Romance. It's like a part of True Romance was taken from this kind of, but the music in it is like almost the same. Is it the same song? I couldn't tell. It sounded different to me. But it's if it's different, it's like the difference between Ice Ice Baby and fucking.
Well, it's like Hans Zimmer took that song and like did his own twist on it.
So it is a different.
But it's
song,
the same.
But it's the same thing. It sounds so. It really is. It really was like Ice Ice Baby and Under Pressure, man. Where it's like, yeah, but there's a tss in there. It was so similar.
Right.
I did feel like it was different, so I could tell. But because I've watched True Romance so many times, I'm really familiar with that music.
Yeah.
But yeah, even though I was still like, because Carissa, it was even like. Yeah, that's really close. And I was like, that's like really close. I got to rewind a little bit. I was like, man, that's like really close. Like, to a point to where if it was anybody but Tarantino that wrote that and Zimmer that made the music, you would have to say, like, that was a direct, like, that was kind of low. But since it's somebody that was prestigious that did it, you kind of have to think that it was a homage being paid because of who he was. Because if this was if True Romance was some movie that was like a B movie by some guy on like a, shoestring budget and like, all right, you're just stealing it. But it's like somebody that was kind of like, you can kind of tell, but I still think like, man.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that's a bold
Tarantino
movie.
definitely watched this movie.
Yes. He definitely had an idea what he wanted the song to sound like. I got this idea. Here, watch this. Yeah,
like
that's
Quentin,
my idea.
Quentin, that's from Badlands. It's like, no, it's not. I thought of it on my own.
But, I mean, regardless, the music in both movies is great. I look, Badlands was I don't know how to say it. It caused me to put something on Letterboxd.
I saw that.
Noticed that.
So I'll put it like that. I still don't like the app. I can't figure out how to get things on together. I'll just have to fuck with it a little bit more. But like, I was sitting there and I was like, okay. The movie is incredibly slow, so I don't even know how to start talking about this movie, man. It was like saying it's incredibly slow sounds very not positive, but there was not a single point in the movie where I was bored. Personally, for me, it was like deliberately paced the way it was paced, and it's also from what 73, I think. So I mean, movies back then were just paced a lot different than they are now.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of moves a little slow, and once things start happening, it picks up the pace a little bit, but it's still.
No, it's slow the whole way, dude. Like,
it never.
Up,
As I say, it never really, goes beyond like a 6 or 7. It ramps up a little bit and then just kind of plateaus. I find it never really goes.
I mean,
super fast paced.
It hit like a speed bump, dude. It was like, to do.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying it like a bad thing. Like it's
to me,
weird.
sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
To me, like, this is the second time I've seen it, and watching it again, it really like felt like the movie was feeling aimless because the characters were
aimless.
lost.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I felt like it fit them really well. I guess I was thinking a similar thing. I just didn't put it in the same words because that makes perfect sense to me. Because you kind of see what was his name in the movie? Kit. He's just kind of like. He might be the most punk rock character I've seen in a movie in a very long time. Like, that guy's the definition of I don't give a shit. Like, he does what he wants, when he wants to do it, how he wants to do it, and he doesn't even get bothered by the consequences. Like, he's like, it is what it is, man. Like, I enjoyed the ride. It was fun going to jail.
You got me. Yeah, I definitely thought of you at a few points in the movie. Not that you would do some of the things he did.
Not quite like that, but I've definitely done some dumb shit on a whim. And been like, I'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
He's got like a screw loose, but he's also like really interesting because he makes these like weird observations throughout the movie about like random stuff.
Yeah.
Just like even like in the beginning, I wrote a few notes while I was watching it. It was like, oh, that's an interesting little thing. Like they're walking down the sidewalk. He's like, somebody just left a paper bag on the sidewalk. If everybody did that, then the whole town would look like trash. Like that's just like such a. Like, who would even think to write something like that? You know, it's just like a random line.
I like how it starts out, because it starts out with him just doing like a normal job, and you're like, oh. Also, I couldn't help but think about Men at Work, because, you know, it's got his kids doing the same shit.
Right.
But it starts off with this like menial job that's just like it's a good job if you want to work doing that. It's an honorable job. Everybody needs that service. And it's hard work, and if you can get paid doing it, it's something that I don't understand. Like, when I was a kid, you would look at trash men as like oh, man, that sucks. Yeah, maybe it's not the most glorious job, but, dude, we have to have that service. Yeah. If we don't have it, dude, we need those people. So, like, you look at him and you're like, oh, okay, he's got a really blue-collar job. This might be, like, a really, like, the kind of guy that, like, I don't know, an honorable type of guy. It turns out it just was a job to him. He didn't give a shit about it. And like when they're talking about eating the dog, like, well, what? Like, he's like, weird. I'm not gonna eat the dog, and I'm like, wait, you're not gonna even?
Not for $1.
Well, not only. I mean, that translates to what, like $4.75? Like, no, bro, I'm not doing it. But what I was thinking was strange was like they never even talked about like, okay, if we're gonna eat the dog, are we gonna cook this dog, or are you just gonna pick this motherfucker up and start eating it? And based on the way the movie ended, I think that they would have just picked it up and ate it. Like, bro.
Yeah, he's definitely crazy.
Also, go ahead.
Nothing.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Also, I was thinking how they couldn't remake this movie now. Not a chance. Not a chance. He's talking about, she's like, and I was the only 15-year-old girl he thought. I was like, whoa, hold up, what? Pause, hold on, what happened? She's how old? And I was like, oh, he must be like 19. And it turns out he's 25. I was like,
oh, yeah.
I was like, all right. Weird.
Yeah.
Well, like, Licorice Pizza, it's gotten like a bunch of like backlash because the girl in it is like in her mid-20s and the kid is like 15 or 16. So
look, man, people that are talking shit are the same kind of people that probably experienced that in their lives, and they're just wanting to like not let nobody know about it. That shit is very very normal and very common, dude. Is it right? That's to be debated. I would say no based on our laws, if nothing else. But is it normal for people? Dude, you can't tell me that when you're in your mid-20s and you see a 16-year-old girl walking down the street that you can even tell me she's fucking 16. You can't. It's impossible, which is why I'm glad I'm old as fuck and married, and I don't have to think about that shit no more. I see 16-year-old girls looking like that, and I'm like, put some clothes on! Like, I'm the fucking grumpy old dad now.
Wait, but, how many hair metal songs
bro,
about, like, 15 16-year-old, like...
All of them, sir. That's the answer. All of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much all rock and roll, honestly. I'm pretty sure that the Rolling Stones have a song about that, too, or one of them. I can't remember, but...
Well, I mean, and the thing is that, like, you know what? Let's just not talk about this anymore. Because, like, I was going to say something, because I don't mean anything weird or bad or anything, but, like,
no,
we've made it this weird thing as a country, and and I'm not again saying whether that's right or wrong or not, but I think we're like one of the few places where that's looked at as so insane. Most places, the people are getting married to people that are 20 years older than them. Again, the stipulations behind that are or whatever, but like it's not something that the rest of the world looks at as absolutely insane for a 20-year-old to be dating a 17 or 16-year-old. I don't necessarily think it's okay, but I've been taught to think that that's not okay. So who knows? Next subject.
I mean, I would just say that it's not necessarily. Well, I'm not saying that it's okay, but
no, I just think it's a natural thing to think in your brain. You can't necessarily control the things that pop in your head when you see a person.
Yeah, and I don't think also, like, just in terms of the movie, I don't think the movie is saying it's okay either.
No. That's a good point, too, because I don't think so either. As a matter of fact, I would go as far as say that the movie's saying it's not, because her dad's involved in the situation at the beginning of the movie. And, like, but I mean, just to make this really clear, like, I love the way heroin feels, okay? And that doesn't mean I should go do heroin, all right? So it's like your actions are more important than your thoughts or the things that pop in your head. If I think of doing drugs, that doesn't mean I'm going to go do them. No, you have to be an adult about things. So just be crystal clear, I was not advocating for any kind of fucking stupidity. Yeah, people are just going to make assumptions these days because fucking Joe Rogan said a bad word.
That's a whole
Fuck you, Joe Rogan. Do what?
That's a whole other topic.
Well...
So what did you think about the movie?
I was waiting for you to say something like that. I was like, come on, John. Get me out of here, dude.
No, yeah. I mean, it's definitely a slower movie, but like Randy said, I never felt bored. It was interesting the entire time. It's like, what the hell are they going to do next? Like, everything they did was just led by some weird impulsive decision that he was making.
Mm-hmm.
And
dude, there was a lot that happened in like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Like for such a slow-paced movie, there was what about their like little fucking Rufio style treehouse that they had?
Yeah, they had like a whole camp and
when he calls her stupid and she's like, "Don't call me stupid," and he's just like, "Okay." Like I felt like he meant that. He's like, "Man, stupid," and she's like, "Don't call me stupid," and he was like, "Oh yeah, I mean we can make that deal. It's fine. Yeah, I don't have to call you stupid if you don't want it." I just felt like he was so nonchalant about it. Like, yeah, no problem. Like, sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because he's a bit of a dick, and he's doing very wrong things, but he never really like mistreats her.
Yeah.
Not that I can tell, anyways. They even talk about it. They even do what?
I mean, other than putting her in all those situations.
Yeah, aside from putting her in like a.
But still, like he didn't beat her. He wasn't really mean to her or anything. He was just.
No, I think his brain just worked a little different, man, because the things he did, like his reasons behind it, were always like, well, no, there was like an inconvenience in front of me, and I needed to make that convenience go away, so I did. And you're like, dude, sometimes you have obstacles in life, buddy. Like, he's like, not me. And you're like, well, son of a bitch, maybe you're right. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I tell you this, man. One thing I didn't really like is that she was, not to touch on this fucking subject again, but that she was 15, that they had her wearing shorts that her ass cheeks were damn near hanging out. I didn't like that. Do what?
It was the 70s.
No. I didn't like that because it forces you to look at her legs the whole movie. Like, I couldn't help it, dude. Every time she was dressed like that, it was impossible not to. So maybe they did that intentionally, and they're like, yo, we're going to make y'all feel some kind of way. Because, like, yeah, it was the 70s, but still, dude, even in the 70s, man, like, parents weren't, like, stoked to have their kids wearing Daisy Dukes and shit, were they? Unless I'm completely misremembering everything I was ever told about the 70s. Like,
as a kid that was born in the 90s, I have no idea.
I don't know. It just was like a distraction as just like a human, and I was like, oh, this is weird. And I've never found her particularly attractive, so it wasn't like that. I just thought that's an odd choice of clothing for somebody to be. She looked uncomfortable in it. Is really what I'm thinking. Is that she looked uncomfortable, and but whatever, not a big deal. I just noticed it, and I even said something to Chris. I was like, well, that's hard for me to pay attention to what the fuck's going on. Like, I can't hardly. Yeah. I mean, she had really long legs. Like, it's like really
as protective
annoying.
As her dad was, like, put on some goddamn pants.
That was the first thing I thought when the movie started. Was like, fuck, those are some short shorts. I was like, what is she doing? And then when I found out her age, I got really sad. I was like, what? Why? No. Like, put on some basketball shorts or something.
Some long baggy, some bell bottoms, some giant JNCOs,
some fucking hammer pants, dude. Let's go.
I'm pretty sure basketball shorts in those days were short too.
Yeah.
They didn't get
Damn, you're
anywhere
right.
close.
That's unfortunate, man.
They're not even close to your knees.
So don't do that. Let's stick with long johns.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The movie was. Carissa liked it too. I enjoyed it. I kind of there's something freeing and like liberating about like living vicariously through this guy, because you saw the end coming and you didn't really know what the end was going to be. Since you had seen the movie before, I guess you knew what it was going to be, but I had never seen this. I thought I had. I hadn't, and I didn't know what the end was going to be. I surely, you know what, motherfuckers, this is from 1973. Spoiler alert. I 100% thought he was getting blown away.
Yeah.
And then he didn't. And I almost was sad. Because that would have been a very climactic, like, well, James Dean-esque way of going out. Like,
Right.
what else up with his fucking cowboy boots? Like, can we address his boots, please? What was up with those boots? Why?
Yeah. I
He's
mean,
got
this
style,
was-
man. What can I say?
Fucking
This
right.
was based off a true story.
I
Yes.
heard that, or I read that, or saw it, or something.
So I don't know how truthfully it follows what actually happened.
That was actually a
Yeah.
documentary. It was actually found footage, sir.
But yeah, like I kind of liked how they just like treated him like a celebrity. I feel like that's
Yeah.
what would kind of happen. They wouldn't show it, but I feel like that would kind of happen now behind the scenes where he's a bit of a celebrity and
Yeah, it probably would happen very similar to that right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, it
look
just
at-
shows that like he's kind of like, even though he did a bunch of shitty stuff, like he's like super likable. It's like
Yeah.
easy to kind of get swept up in his
So
charm.
when you said that you thought about me a couple of times in the movie, I the first thing I thought of was like, oh yeah, he's kind of a fucking wild person, but he's super charismatic. I've been told that was me many a time by a lot of people.
yeah.
I've been told, man, if you couldn't talk your way out of a fucking anything, man, like I've gotten myself out of a lot of trouble talking to people, and not that it's a good or bad thing. It just is it's a thing, you know. I've talked myself out of actual jail time, so I feel like that's why I'm always confident about my ability to sell things, because I know I can. But yeah, man, it was a cool movie. I was glad to watch it. It was interesting because I kept asking Carissa, "Are you enjoying it?" Because I felt like she was getting bored. And every time she's like, "Yeah, I'm liking it." And I said, "Are you bored?" She's like, "No, not at all." And I was like, "Interesting, huh?" We both agreed that we were kind of surprised. Neither of us got bored, and because I do like that it was 93 minutes or so. It wasn't like 110, because that would have probably been excruciating to sit through. But there was always something happening,
right.
and like, and dude, like, and even though I knew he was kind of crazy, like, the moment that he starts and he pops her dad, I was like, whoa. Like, it was shocking.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't hyper violent. There wasn't a lot of blood or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just like, bam. And then he goes and checks on him. He's like, hey, are you okay? And he's like, oh shit, I killed him. Like, you know, he's like, I didn't know I was going to kill him, but I knew I had to shoot him. And you're like, what in the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
And his just the way, and then he tells her, he's like, we got to get going, man. Let's get ahead. Let's get on out of here. And he puts that record on and he puts that like weird little confession together, which I thought might be my favorite part of the movie. But you're like,
that little record machine.
dude, I want one of
That
those
was
so
cool.
bad. Jack White has one of those at his record store.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a couple of different kinds. One where you can go sit down and actually play a song too.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was just very strange how, not how he reacted after he shot her dad. But
Oh, how she did?
How she was just so.
You mean how she didn't react? Like,
Okay, I guess. And they just, left off and like things escalated very quickly.
She was also like, it really felt like they were meant to be together for a while. Like they were even like all the other nonsense aside, like it really felt like destiny, because they really, I don't know, man. I think it was a beautiful movie, really. Honestly, I really do.
It really is.
Which is funny because I don't use that word very often to describe a movie. Even if I see one that I think is beautiful, I don't usually use that as a description.
It's poetic without being pretentious. That's,
Thank you. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Poetic is a word I never would have used because I don't think that's a word that's really in my vocabulary very much. But that's what I mean for sure. That's the word. That's what I would have meant. without
it's really
being
pretty
pretentious.
too. Like all the
Scenic.
the scenic shots and stuff. Like
Yep.
them like fishing in the river and everything.
Him getting
like, all that.
frustrated by not being able to catch that fish, and you're like, "Oh, I know that feeling." Oh, except that he's probably hungry.
And then he just starts shooting the water, and then that guy in the woods is like, "Oh
Bro,
shit!"
that's how all the bad shit happened. That's how it all started right there. They'd have been fine if he hadn't shot the water.
Yeah, I know,
They'd
right?
be like, some guy's fishing, but whatever. No, some dude's out and murder fish. Like, can you imagine eating a fish and chewing on a fucking 22 bullet or a 38 bullet? Fucking, ow, God.
Yeah.
Catch a big ass trout.
Yeah,
Damn,
it's
I
a-
want some fucking fish, dude. Fish is good.
Oh yeah.
I like
Sure.
fried catfish a lot, but I like baked fish and just like pan-seared blackened fucking fish. Fish is good. Just one I don't think about. I don't like the way it smells lingering in the kitchen, so I don't get it very often. But as far as eating seafood, I genuinely like it a lot. I worked in seafood for quite a few years, and I learned how to cook it really well. Really, it just takes a little bit of pepper and lemon to cook most fish, but
Yeah,
you know,
doesn't take much.
nah,
Yeah, my
fish
dad's a
is
fisherman. I've been eating fish my whole life.
no shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I
That's
always
cool.
have fish in the freezer.
Yeah, fish is good stuff, man. I like the cops because they're like we got to get this motherfucker, but as soon as they get him, they're like not pieces of shit. It's so
Yeah.
distant
Yeah.
from what cops are now. Well, dude, look, I'm not even trying to be mean, man, but like cops used to behave that way. I know that because I've watched my dad watch movies when I was a kid, and my dad was a policeman and he was in the military, and I know that's how they acted because I've heard stories, and they did shit, dude. Go watch No Country for Old Men. Listen to Tommy Lee Jones. That came from somewhere. It wasn't just made up. So it was nice to see the police doing some things that weren't sketchy because, and I'm talking like country sheriffs, not like city police in the 70s, because they definitely,
Right.
NYPD, LAPD, that's not what I'm talking about.
Right.
Let me distinguish those two things right now. People are like, I don't know, motherfucker, the 70s was pretty rough for some people in New York, California. But, anyways, it was cool
Yeah.
to see them
Yeah, I know
behave
what
the
you
right way. It was just neat to see it. We don't hear enough positive stories about people in authoritative positions. They're always shitty now, and so it was cool to see that, and to see that he was going to be at least taken care of the way he needed to be as a prisoner. They weren't going to just take him outside, beat his ass, shoot him or something. They were taking him to jail. It's where he needed to go. It's where he was going. I just thought that was kind of cool, man, because I did think he was getting blown away. Maybe that's why it was so impactful, is I thought he was going to get shot to shit, and he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of a cool twist because that's kind of what you expect. Like you expect the Bonnie and Clyde like ending where they just get blown away, but
Yeah.
but yeah,
Man, it's a movie that I am going to rewatch probably pretty soon, probably in the next month or two. I'm gonna find a copy and
Cool. Yeah, I'm glad you liked it because it's been on my watch list for a little while, and I've been hesitant on recommending it, but the runtime definitely like swayed my decision on just finally
yeah, it's
throwing
much
it out
easier
there.
to swallow a 90-minute movie than it is being like, I don't know, I've never heard of this. I heard it's kind of slow. It's 2 hours and 12 minutes. You guys want to tackle it? I don't know about that, bro.
Yeah. But I mean, I knew at least vaguely what the story was about. So it was like 93 minutes. Like this shouldn't be too bad. And cool. Yeah, I'm glad we all liked it.
Well,
sure.
yeah, I kind of gotten away from like grading movies. It's more or less, do we like them or not? I feel like that's a better way to talk about movies.
thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, it's the old Cisco
You know,
Ebert.
I think we give it a good thumbs up. We get what's it called? This is the way we go on our channel. There's 3 of us. Anyways, yeah, I enjoyed that movie quite a bit, and I look forward to rewatching it. Is it got a 4K release or anything, or is it on Blu-ray even?
It's a
Criterion.
Criterion.
Oh shit, yeah, I'll get that then. Fuck yeah, I'll grab. I'll grab
Yeah, I
a
almost
copy of
bought
that.
it this week.
Damn, I think I might buy it right now, dude. I got a spending limit that I'm cutting myself off pretty soon, so.
I think it's like $20 on Amazon still. I almost bought it because I'd seen it before. I was like, I like this enough to own it, but I didn't get around to ordering it. But I probably will eventually.
Yeah, me too. I'll probably pick it up at some point. So, the next sale or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. I haven't seen any other Terrence Malick movies,
I
Well-
but I know he tends to get pretty pretentious
Yeah.
Oh,
later.
It wouldn't surprise me because the movie was beautifully done, and I could see a spot where I could see opportunities for the director to make different choices that he did make in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this was his first movie, I think.
I think so.
So
Yeah.
you could definitely see kind of glimpses where it makes sense that he kind of goes
Yeah.
pretentious and introspective, and his movies are supposedly very long. And
If you don't want to wait for a sale, it's $21 on Amazon.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. A lot of the Criterions are still like 20,
that's
22
what-
bucks.
I've been buying them.
so,
I haven't even been waiting for the sales at this point. I'm just buying them on Amazon right now.
Yeah.
Since I can buy one at a time, I'd rather buy one at a time at $22, $23 than buy 15 of them at 20 because it ends up costing so much money at one time that I can just slowly drip my collection into my shelves, and I like it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, good choice, Chris. It was a good movie, man.
Cool.
I'm glad it was a good, slow, like just calm movie. It had some stuff in it, but it was like we watch so many movies that are dynamic and that are maybe even loud. That it's nice to have one that like you kind of had to just shut up and pay attention to what was going on.
It's like a little palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Almost.
Oh,
Yeah.
this one this week's gonna be a banger, man. I can't fucking wait to watch this movie, dude. I'm so fucking pumped. I may watch this one twice, dude. I haven't watched it in a long while. But did y'all get to watch anything else this week at all? I'm gonna try to start using Letterboxd to keep track of what I watch. But what do? So here's my issue with Letterboxd that I'm having right now.
Okay.
When I go into it, okay,
oh, I watched something.
like
yeah, I watched a couple things.
lists. So what do? I can just create a list somehow?
Yeah, you can create your own lists, or just like every time I finish a movie, I just log it. So that way, I have a log of everything that I watch.
And so where do you pull up your log of what you've watched, and does it have it broken down by day, week, month, or year?
You pull up your activity tab,
Activity tab. Okay. Oh, okay.
and you can do your friends. You
Oh, gotcha.
so you tell. That's what I'm looking at right now in mine. It tells you everything you've done, pretty much.
Okay,
Yeah.
and so how do I keep track of when I watch? So you just have to go back and see in the past week I've watched this. It's just on there. You just know where you start and stop on when you're talking. Like say we're talking about it right now, and you know where you just know where to start and stop for the week. So this is more like a notepad than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was not understanding. That's why I was getting confused. I was looking for something that doesn't here. So that's fine. I'll start logging stuff in.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't save everything. Like, you can't go all the way back, but like mine goes back to January, so it's a month.
this year.
Yeah.
So you can't tell if you've watched something before January?
Just in the activity page.
Gotcha. So if you pull up a movie, so let's say you pull up Pulp Fiction, it'll tell you, like, whenever you decided to log that in, it'll tell you, like, it was watched on this day.
Yeah,
So
and if
you
you rated
can-
it, it'll show your rating and
Gotcha.
any notes
Okay,
you
I'll
wrote
start
on
trying
it,
to
all
keep
that
up with
stuff.
it. I'll try to keep up with it, and because I can use the Letterboxd link on YouTube and tell people that I'm on there and stuff. So
Yeah. So they
maybe
can
it'll get-
kind of track what you're watching too. You know.
Okay, I watch a fucking lot of movies, people. Just understand this. I was trying to explain it to somebody the other day. I was like, yeah, well, it's my job, so I watch a lot of movies and listen to a lot of music. And they were like, oh, yeah, well, what do you do, like, during the day? And I was like, YouTube. Huh? And they were like, oh, wait, that's, like, your only job? And I was like, I mean, no, but yeah, like, it's my primary concern. Like, it's my priority as far as a job. I said I work on the weekends at this little store that I have, and I said, hopefully it'll take the place of that one of these days. But yeah, this is my weekday job. And they were like, they couldn't even understand it. Oh, how do you make money? I was like, I make videos. I was like, trust me, I don't make much yet. Like, it's not there yet, but it's heading that direction, man. We are officially less than 900 away from 20 fucking thousand subscribers, dude.
Yeah.
I can't believe it, man. I can't fucking believe it, bro. It's like I've seen it happen, but it still feels weird. Like, it still feels like it's not really happening. I feel like at 19,999, it's just gonna go, gotcha, 18,000, motherfucker.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I'm really excited, man. Things are heading in the right direction, and I've gotten my channel to be really like it's my channel now. It's got its own style. I got to do my own thing. I talk about things a certain way. I add other kinds of videos that other people don't necessarily add on theirs, and we're not just a reaction channel. I do all kinds of stuff now, and I got a lot of band interviews coming, like a fucking bunch, dude. Dude, like 6 or 7 are fucking scheduled. One's already filmed in addition to one I dropped the other day, so got a lot of cool stuff happening. Oh, and for anybody that's still watching right now, David Howard Thornton will be back on the show. So I do have finally got confirmation that he's got some time. So if you're wondering who that is, it's the guy playing that guy. And I'm so fucking psyched, dude. I can't wait, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Bro, I'm actually going to be really close to hitting 20K by my 40th birthday. That was my goal. I probably won't quite make it, but I'm going to be close. Dude. I got about a month and not quite a week, less than a month to get there, and we got about 800. So if I really hustle, I could probably make it, but that would be stressful that I don't think is necessary. Well, I went through the phase of doing 6-7 videos a day. I'm not doing that shit anymore. People don't appreciate it. I'm not going to do it. Like, I still get the most nonsensical comments from people sometimes. But yeah, this week I watched a lot of stuff, and I just started using Letterboxd with this movie, so I'll try to keep up with it. I'll be able to talk about what I watched more, because the thing is that I watch so much stuff that I forget things that I watch all the time. And then
You forget stuff?
Huh?
What?
Forget what? Where?
Wait, what are we talking about?
I don't know. Can't remember.
You should tattoo your arm every time you watch a movie.
I don't have enough skin, sir.
Take a Polaroid of every movie you watch.
You're like, yo, what's that giant fucking box in your closet? Unlike movies I've watched, it's fucking just Polaroids of me. It's just like my feet. It's a Polaroid of my feet and the TV screen. My feet sticking up in the screen. You're like, were you laying on a recliner watching it? I'm like, yeah, I just snap. Like,
Or do the social media version, just take an Instagram picture and post it every time you watch a movie.
right, dude, that wouldn't even be a bad idea. But
I do that on my stories. Like I'll snap like the title of it and put it on my stories.
oh, okay. See, I don't even understand what stories is. I don't even know what that means. Like, I have no idea what that is.
Oh, it's just on there for 24 hours and then it disappears.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. What did I watch? I watched something interesting recently. Oh, god damn. Okay, I watched... Bro.
P.U. I can smell it from here.
Not quite what I meant this time. When I tell you what I meant, you're going to go, oh, that's why you reacted that way. I watched We Gotta Talk About Cosby.
Oh.
Oh, buddy.
Okay.
Man.
Isn't that like a 3-part doc
yes,
or something?
Dude, it is. You can't stop watching it. Once you start, you can't. Did you ever watch The Cosby Show?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, no, Chris?
No, never did.
Dude, that was a humongous part of my life. So
Yeah.
when Bill Cosby started acting all fucked up, it really made me sad. Or when he started acting, when he started coming out that he was doing these things.
Yeah.
Dude, at one point, they asked this black woman, because they were asking all kinds of people, well, who's Bill Cosby to you? They go, who's Bill Cosby? And so every POC on the entire thing was like, well, he's this guy that was doing this thing, and then it turned out he did all this stuff. She goes, oh, he was a rapist that had a really big show one time. And I was like, I mean, yeah, but you ain't got to say it like that, do you? Like, yeah. But yeah, man, like, I learned a lot of stuff that was just heinous, bro. Like,
Yikes.
dude, what a crazy... But I was thinking, like, he did a lot of good. Like, he did a lot of good. And I struggle with people that do a lot of good, that do a lot of bad. And I don't really know how to address it. Like, as an example, I don't really watch movies with Kevin Spacey in them anymore. Like, I just choose not to most of the time. Occasionally, I've got a few that I still own. Like, I still own Usual Suspects. I still have Baby Driver. But, like, generally speaking, I don't want to watch his movies anymore. I just don't want to put my time into his art. And I know some people don't think about it like that. They don't care. They can separate the artist from the art.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to debate whether that's right or wrong. I don't care. I don't know if you do that or not. That's not something I'm willing to argue with anybody about, because I think it's a very personal choice, and I'm not going to judge somebody for choosing to watch a movie. You do what you want to do. But like, it really affected me, man.
Yeah, I'm a big Kevin Spacey fan. I mean, actor-wise.
I mean, that's
he was like one of my favorites. So, big bummer.
Well, I don't know if he was one of my favorites, but I would say, I guess if you're anywhere near somebody's like top 25, you'd have to be in their favorites, right? So yeah, I guess he was in one of my favorites too. And like,
yeah. I was a big House of Cards fan, and
oh, dude,
all that stuff.
That was one of the few shows I really enjoyed. He smoked that shit, man.
Yeah.
And like, correct me if I'm wrong. Did it involve underage people?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay,
yeah.
so that's when I was like, all right, because if it was just that he was closeted gay or something like that, or had some fetishes or kinks, or even if he abused his power a little bit, like I can say, okay, he's still just a guy that I'm watching his artwork. But the moment it got to be like some real heinous shit, I was like, no. I was like, God, man. Cause
when the gay stuff came out, I was like, no shit, everybody knew.
Dude,
that.
I know. I was like, oh, y'all didn't know he was. I thought it was like a known thing that he was gay.
Yeah,
Like,
it would have been a rumor for.
have you
ever.
seen American Me? Like, that's like there's a reason he was so fucking good in it. What is it, American? Yeah, American Me, right? American. The fuck
Yeah,
is that movie called?
I know what you're talking about. I've never seen it, but yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, don't watch it now, but you should see that movie, man.
What's the name of that movie?
American Me is the gangster flick. It was American.
Yeah, I know what movie you're talking about.
Oh,
I can't.
American Beauty.
Thank
There you
you.
go.
That one, American Beauty.
Yeah,
Like,
I really like that movie. That's the problem. It bugs
so you've
me.
seen that one though, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's really creepy now. Like,
Right?
it's very creepy.
Man. Well, it's just like Bill Cosby's jokes. Like, you listen to his jokes and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
that's what he was saying? Like, dude, even like some of his Cosby episodes, you're like, oh my God. Like, he wrote, like, they were pointing out the fact, they were like, you're telling me that you didn't think it was weird that they're like, Bill Cosby's the one that came up with this stuff. They're like, he's the one that made the, he came up with the characters for his show. He decided that he was going to be a gynecologist, that his office was going to be in his home and in his basement. And there's nobody ever thought about it. And they're like, you don't think that's fucking weird? And I was like, well, I do now. Thank you. You have ruined the Cosby Show. Thank you.
yeah.
But like, there was a lot of iconic moments in that. It'd be like coming out to find out that everybody in the Fresh Prince was like some kind of scummy person, you know? I'd be so broken up about that. But I watched that, and I watched God, what was the other one called? I watched 2 documentaries. I didn't watch a whole lot of other shit this week. I was really busy with other things. But what did you guys watch? Anything else?
I watched Bad Moon,
Hell yeah, you did.
which was
yeah.
cool. It's only like 80 minutes too. There's
Yeah, it's a really short movie.
yeah. There was tits and blood in like the first like three minutes too. So I was like, okay,
mean,
cool.
Yeah, there definitely should have been. God, what else?
So
I watched some
that
other
one
stuff,
was
too.
cool. And then last night I watched Zombie. The Lucio
With the
Fulci.
shark zombie?
Yeah, I'd never seen that. I borrowed Chris's 4K.
10 out of 10, my guy.
Dude, that movie is awesome.
You like that movie?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yo, you don't make no fucking sense to me, bro. I mean, I agreed that movie is awesome. But if you would have been like, hey, Randall, I bet you $10,000 you can't guess whether or not Josh liked this movie, I go, fucking right I can. $10,000 it is, sir. He hates this fucking movie. And then you come here and cost me all my money, dude. Thanks a lot,
Well,
Josh.
Well, here's the thing. Do I think that it's an actual masterpiece? No.
Wait,
but-
does anybody think that?
I mean, some
I
people
think some people
probably
Damn!
do.
Bro, okay, that's more ridiculous.
But I mean, the 4K.
Those are shark
like,
zombie people.
makes
Come
that-
on.
The 4K makes that movie look absolutely gorgeous.
No,
It looks.
I haven't
so
seen it on the 4K yet.
Incredible.
I've only got it on Blu-ray. I need to get it on 4K. Wait, no.
No,
Zombie's
you
the
could-
one I got on 4K.
Yeah.
Maniac's the one I need to get on 4K.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
The
totally
4K
interrupted
is
you.
Crazy.
Yeah, it looks
Like
awesome.
really, really good. Yeah. No, it's just like it. What I was expecting and what I wanted from a zombie movie is like, okay, I can't really ask for anything more than this. This is what I want from a zombie movie.
It is
So-
as far as zombie movies go, it's definitely in probably my top 5.
Yeah. It's
Maybe
it's
my
good.
top 10, but definitely top 10, probably top 5. Shit, I gotta make a top 10 zombie list video, man. That'd be a good one because I got a bunch of movies that people aren't gonna even consider. I would bet. Like my number 2 is probably one. I don't want to say
Yeah.
what it is right now, but it's not one that anybody's gonna expect. And it's not Shaun of the Dead either, motherfuckers. Don't at me with that shit.
Yeah, I'm sure
Is
it's gonna be
it-
tougher than a werewolf list. Like, I think-
No, dude, it was kind of tough to come up with 10 werewolf movies I liked.
Yeah.
I'll say I looked at a few like werewolf lists, and they're pretty much all the same, just mixed around.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not nearly as many of those movies, but there's tons of zombie movies. There's tons of vampire movies, but werewolves.
That's unfortunately
not so
the
much.
truth. Fucking vampire movies are pretty dumb for the most part.
Yeah,
I like
So,
vampires.
there's some good ones. There's some
there's
good
some good
ones.
ones, but
Let Me In's good. Actually, A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night is probably my favorite vampire movie. That movie is amazing, and that girl is ridiculously sexy in that movie.
that was
Like, she's sexy to a point that I just watch her for that. Do what?
so that was a really good movie.
Dude, it was awesome, man. It was she was sexy to a point where like my wife was like, yeah, she's sexy. Like, it's not nothing to do with me being like, oh, but dude, just yeah, man. What other vampire flicks? I can't remember I watched 2 other movies with Chris, and I can't remember what they were. Fucking hell, dude. I don't even remember if they were horror movies. I don't think they were. I think we watched. Motherfucker, dude, whatever. I can't even remember it. We watched Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Or was that last week?
Yeah, you told me. We talked about that last week, I think.
Okay, that was last week. What's
Yeah.
up, dude?
We're
Come
all
here.
going to bed.
Okay. You want to say goodnight to the fellas? Come here, you crazy kid. Did you get all your food eaten or no? Hi. Say what's up, guys.
What was that?
Say, what's on your head, Dad? Mwah. Oh, there's Charlie.
It looks weird on the screen.
You're so all right, guys. Come on.
Guys, say goodnight and let's
All
go.
right, I love you.
Good
Mwah.
night, Daddy.
Mwah.
And
Y'all be
night.
good, okay?
Okay, good night.
Good night, Pedro.
Good night, Dro, and good night, Mommy.
All right, buddy. I'll see you in the morning,
Good night,
okay? Or
babies.
tomorrow,
I love
okay?
you.
Say feet with footballs. Check it out, guys. I got my football footies on. Oh. Yeah, you're a daddy's boy. 100%. High five, five. All right. That's my man. That's my man. My man. My man. I'm telling you. You're not spoiled at all.
Not at all.
I love you. I'll be done in a few minutes.
All right, I love
All right.
you.
Jojo, you hanging
Get
with me?
him?
He's like, yeah, I want pets.
Hey guys.
I
Later.
Okay, babe. What else do we watch this week? We watched something else this week. We watched a couple of movies, and I can't remember what they were. Yo, have y'all seen Max Cloud? I watched it last week. I meant to tell y'all, it's so awesome, dude. It's like, I think it's like making fun of kids' movies. Because when I first watched it, I thought it was kind of a kids' movie. But we watched it a second time, and it feels like if you were to tell grown-ups, like, hey, how do y'all remember kids' movies being? It feels like it was like this, and we would all make it wrong because it's not really what they are. They're not near as adult as that. I don't know how to explain it. It's about this girl who gets sucked into a video game and has to play. I don't know. It's really cool though. I don't even know how I discovered this movie. I don't even know where it came from. I just bought it one day. Like I have no idea. I just saw it. Was like that looks cool, and bought it, which was probably a terrible idea, but it turned out to be a good decision. But
I
Yeah.
never heard of it.
I gotta start using this fucking letterbox thing because I can't remember anything.
Yeah, you do.
What about you, Chris?
Yeah, I watched 2 very different things. So I watched Wayne's World, which I
Fuck
haven't
yeah.
watched in a long time, and it's so much dumber than I remember it being.
Just so good.
But man, yeah, it's so good.
I watched that on VHS a couple months ago in my garage while I was painting or doing shirts or something.
Yeah, yeah, and then I watched Silence. The
Oh yeah.
2.5+ hour Martin Scorsese, like religious, something I don't even know really how it came on my radar and why I even watched it, but it was really good. It's about like these priests that go to Japan. That's why I probably watched it, because it's like old
Yeah.
Japanese stuff, but they were just trying to find like their old master priest, and I was in a time when Japan was basically capturing up anything that wasn't Buddhist, basically.
Yeah.
Not the most exciting movie, but it was very long, and I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really like that movie. I saw it in the theater. Yeah, but it's a super beautiful and like
Yeah.
really like brutal,
Yes.
depressing, but
Yes.
it's really really good.
Yay!
Yeah, it's not what you would think a Scorsese movie would be.
Oh well, he's very interested in religion. He also did the Last Temptation of Christ,
Right.
where Willem Dafoe plays Jesus.
Oh, I watched. I don't know why that made me think of this, but I watched The House That Jack Built.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
you're doing that for a podcast, right?
Yeah, me and Jamie are gonna do that one probably next week. I need to hit Jamie up and check on the time, but I forgot how absolute. Have y'all seen that?
I've never seen it.
Mm-mm.
I might make that my pick one of these days because, like the first, it's like let me see how long it is because that'll help me describe this a little bit better.
I think it's
But,
like 2.5 hours, isn't it?
It's pretty long.
Yeah. I tend to avoid Lars von Trier, but
I do too. He's fucking stupid. But yeah. But this movie was on my radar because I like Matt Dillon, like specifically because I like Matt Dillon, and
Yeah.
I was like, okay, if he did this, why? Because I like most things he picks out to do, and I was like, it's kind of like watching the one with Willem Dafoe. You're like, well, it's Willem Dafoe. I'd like to see why he did it. I think Willem Dafoe's reasoning was different than Matt Dillon's reasoning, so I think that this movie is better in my opinion, but. And I haven't even seen that whole movie all the way through. The one with Willem Dafoe. What's it called?
Antichrist.
Is it Antichrist?
oh, Antichrist, yeah.
I don't usually like movies that are titled stuff like that. So that's probably why I wasn't interested in it from the get go. And I didn't really. I should probably give that a watch one of these days, like an all the way through watch, because I can't even really tell you much about it other than I wasn't very interested in it. But that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But this one, like. The cold, I don't want to spoil it for you, but like the cold-blooded nature of things that happen in this movie, you're just like, what just happened? And you rewind it and you're like, oh my God. And it's like so nonchalant about extremely violent acts. Like, just, yeah, man. But then it goes like from being like this weird serial killer movie to like, something else. I'm trying to be vague but tell you how weird it's really hard to not just ruin the whole movie. So yeah, I'll say if you guys get a chance, I'm not going to put it on our list because it is a long movie. I don't want to do that to you guys. I thought it was closer to 2 hours. It's 2 hours and 35 minutes, dude. So I'm not going to put that on. I'm not going to make that a pick just based on the length of it alone. I don't think you guys would do that to me very often either. So occasionally we find one that we all agree on to watch like that, but that's a long movie. But if you get a chance, I would love for you guys to watch it so I could hear your feedback on it. Because it is, the first time I watched it was a little rough. I didn't know what to think about it. I don't know that I liked it a whole lot. But the more I thought about it, the more I was like, all right, now there's some comedy gold in this movie, dude. There's like, bro, there's some shit that you're like, what the fuck, dude?
I remember when you watched it the first time, you were still at the comic shop, and
Yes.
remember I came in one day and you were like, I watched some crazy shit, and you started describing that movie. I was like, all
Dude.
right.
It is.
Yeah, I think
it
I
is-
remember that as well.
It is insane. Yeah, because I watched it right when I got the big TV. Remember? No. It was when I had the back room still, and I got right when I got my 4K player, and I was starting the channel, and I was watching movies back there at night,
Oh, okay.
and I wasn't even doing like movie content really yet.
Yeah.
There was something that got me to watch that. It might have been on like the 10 most fucked up movies I've ever seen type of list.
Oh, maybe.
Because it's definitely like, I would say this movie is way more fucked up than a Serbian film. I've seen a Serbian film and I've seen this movie. I've seen them both twice now, and I don't see how anybody could even put a Serbian film on a top 10 list like that anymore. Like the idea of it's way worse than the execution, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like I've always been curious about Lars von Trier movies, but kind of like Josh said, like I kind of avoided them.
You'll
But
like
I'm-
them just because they're so fucking weird, and I don't like them. You're gonna like them.
I've been curious just to see if they're as weird and as fucked up. as
Every
people claim they
time
are.
that you say I've been curious to see, and it's some like weirdo shit, or like some like let's not say weird because that's a stupid word. Let's say something that's extreme in whatever it's doing. whether it be a science fiction thing or like some kind of crazy like Toxic Avenger type low budget B movie stuff, you've generally enjoyed it. So I think that if you watch his movies, I'd say that there's a likelier chance that you like them than not, is what I'll say. I don't think there's no guarantee, but I think you'll like them if you watch them. I think The House that Jack Built you'll like. I don't know about the other ones though, but I would like your feedback if you watch any of them. I'm interested to see what you say.
Okay. Yeah, it's just ones I never really feel the itch to put on. It's like, I want to watch something really fucked up right now.
They're hard to watch, man. Antichrist is going to be one that you might want to. I don't know, dude. Willem Dafoe is amazing though, so like that makes me want to watch it just because he's in it. But that's how I felt about this one, you know.
Yeah.
And that was Jamie's idea. I was like, okay, let's go. Like, and, I was like, you haven't seen this before? All right, let's step into that mud puddle. But cool, man. Well, let's get out of here, man. We'll reconvene next week for episode 81. Oh, by the way, anybody?
Dog Soldiers.
We're watching Dog Soldiers by the maker of The Descent. It's an UK werewolf military, like, imagine like Rambo meets werewolves, but like better. Because that sounds fucking terrible. But it's...
I guess it depends on if you like Rambo or not. But
I like Rambo. I like werewolf movies. The way I described that was Rambo with werewolf. That sounds horrible.
So are they not just like oiled up all the time? Just like super shiny?
Werewolves shooting machine guns.
Yeah, slow motion. Pectoral muscles just bouncing around. Some guy in the woods, like, you're like, oh shit, I got caught. No, it's like, you know what it felt like to me? Is it feels like, and this is going to be a kind of a stretch, but it feels like Fury, where with werewolves in it. Okay. Kinda. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that.
But not in World War II.
I don't remember.
Okay.
Oh. Yo, if these are Nazi werewolves, I don't remember that, but if that's the case, let's go. Dude.
Either way.
If that's not this movie, then somebody needs to make that, please.
It looked more modern than that, but
I don't think, I can't remember when it's set. I haven't, dude, man,
we'll find out next week.
Yeah, for sure.
Tune in next week.
For Your Mom's House, episode 81.